Hello. Hopefully this time it works. This is actually the third time I've done this start. It is my first live, so I wasn't really sure what I was actually doing. So I started off trying to do this stream on OBS, and that didn't work out. So then I tried on StreamYard. That didn't work out, but I didn't press go live. So apologies for that. I'm just going to explain basically what I've done up to now. Because I've said it 3 times and obviously it's not actually come onto the live. So I unboxed these Faber Castell Polychromos pencils in my last video, and today I wanted to I do this anyway for myself. I do the swatches of whichever materials I have. Whenever I buy something new, I do swatches, whether that be paints, pencils, graphite, whatever it is. I do have sheets that I actually print out, similar to this. Or if it's paint, then I generally do that on a canvas board and just switch that into squares so that I've got different sections for different colours. So on this one, what I've done is printed these out and I've actually put the number of the pencil. So this one is light yellow glaze 104, sorry, glaze 104, which is this one that I'm doing here. We started off with the really light colours, so I don't know what's actually being shown up on the screen, but at least we started off with the light colours and you can't really see a lot of these, so at least hopefully now we're going to get into some of the colours where it actually picks up on the camera and we can start doing a live stream, for me to get used to it for one thing, and to see how it goes and see how this software goes, because I really am not very good at this kind of thing. Technology isn't my best point. So I'm just looking on the screen of the camera, and you can see the two yellows, sorry, the cream and the light yellow glaze. So hopefully as we go along, the colours get more intense. Apologies that I don't have a lot of room on my desk. I have my Cricut and my laptop is where my pencils would normally go while I'm working. So I'm working in this small area, but I think that we've got everything on the actual screen. So I'm just going to continue going, and if anybody jumps on the live, then I'll say hello to you. But for now, I'm just going to carry on swatching. What I normally do is work in very small circles on any kind of drawings that I do, but with these, with it being a box shape, I'm doing it linear. What small circles do is allows you to go over the same area without building up too much colour. So what I'm trying to do on this point is just build up like a graduated colour. So this is where I pressed quite lightly on the actual colour and I'm going darker as we go along. And when I get towards this end, that's one layer and then I'm just going over it multiple times. So this paper that I'm using, it's a paper that I use quite regular, and this is why I printed it on this particular paper, because I've used it before and I know this is the kind of paper that I will be using. This is Strathmore Bristol paper. And I use it for graphite, I've used it for coloured pencil, used it for a few different medias. So I thought best stick with what I know, and when I start doing more work with coloured pencils, then you will see I use very similar paper, or if not the same paper. So I'm going to press pretty hard here, just to build up that tense colour, just to get a proper idea of what's the most we're going to get out of a pencil. And then the lightest shade of the pencils up at the top, so we can, even though it's one colour, we can get very different effects with it being, when we're putting less pressure on. So now while I'm on 105, I want to make sure I'm actually getting the right pencils out, because they all look very similar at the beginning. It's cadmium yellow. That's the one I've just done, right. That's why it looks slightly blunt. So this should be 106. Yep, light chrome yellow. Let's get this. No, that's 106. Oh, I'm missing a pencil. Okay, we'll go here anyway. Maybe I might have made a mistake. I need to check them too. So I'm just going to go on, finish this one first, and then I'll check on the numbers. So what's the difference with paper? Depends on what you actually want out of your art piece. A paper like this has, even though it's a smooth paper, it still has what we call hills and valleys. Hills and valleys. So when you're putting your pencil down, you will see sort of like white patches sort of still within the paper. I'm not actually drawing on them, I'm just showing you. Um, and that is because there's little peaks and troughs of the paper, obviously very small. But the harder you press down on the pencil, the harder it goes into those spaces, and that's what builds up the colour saturation. So like here, I'm going to press pretty hard now, and what that's doing is pushing those hills down, and we're getting right into the valleys. So it's actually covering both layers of the paper rather than just the surface, which is what we're doing as we go up here. So as I'm going up, I'm just putting less pressure on, just so that I can see what the colour will actually do when it's lightly pressed, can't even say it, lightly pressed. Oh, we put quite a bit of pressure on there. Okay, so that's 106. Right, I need to check out these colours. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's number 6. So why is number 5 not? That's 205. So we've not got a 105 for some reason. You're 105. Right, you must be out of order then. I must have knocked them out of order at some point. I tried to keep them exactly as they are because I've not actually used these yet. Sorry if my arm gets in the way of the camera. I've got a tablet just at the back of the camera here. I can't even see what I'm pointing at. Just at the back of the camera. So if my arm gets in the way, it's because of that. I really need to figure out the desk setup for doing lives. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done it, so we're not good when we very first start something, especially when you've had the problems that I've had with the software trying to actually go live. I had everything set up in OBS. I had all my cameras set up. It took me weeks and weeks to go through different videos on YouTube to get some ideas of what I'm actually doing, and it didn't work in the end anyway. So because I've already set up the live stream, I didn't want it to look like I've set it up and I'm not actually going to go through with it for myself and for also anybody else out there who's actually watching. Crafty Witch, hello Andy. Hello, thank you for my nails. Yeah, my children turned 18 last week, so I got my nails done. Glad you like them. I can't believe you actually joined, and I can't believe I've actually gone live. This is the first time I'm doing it. So please, if there's anything wrong, like there's something wrong with the microphone or something wrong with the camera, anything, just put it in the comments because I really don't know what I'm doing. I honestly didn't realise it had actually gone live because when I was doing it, I didn't even press record. Didn't press the go live button. So I was there talking away to myself, filling in these first few boxes and didn't actually go any further with it. Okay, we're on 106, that's one was done. 106 and 107. So hopefully my internet is working. I'm really happy that you're here, to be honest, Andy, because yeah, I am really nervous, and I do talk quite a lot when I'm nervous, but I've sort of got to the point of what do I actually talk about? I'm sat here thinking if anybody joins, they're gonna have a bit of a laugh at me because I won't do it. I've already dropped 3 things off the desk up to now, and that was in the first 2 times that I actually tried live streaming, but it didn't come through. So did it actually show up, or did it come on saying that I was going live, or have you just noticed me by chance? Oh, I'm doing great, thanks, Andy. I'm just really, really nervous. Can you hear me okay? Is the levels okay in that? Oh, brilliant. I'm glad it got sent out to people in a way, but that means other people will come into the chat. I'm just glad it's you that's coming because I've been building up to this and how long it's actually took me to gain the confidence to actually try it. And I know this could be a bit of a boring video, me just colouring in squares, but I just needed to do something to not make my hands are shaking like mad. So I needed to do something where it didn't need any kind of precision or concentration because I do lose concentration quite easy. Okay, we are on 108. Yep. So yeah, I've ended up on StreamYard. I don't know if that's a normal thing, but I tried it through OBS and it just wouldn't put me on live, so I don't know what's going on with that. But it looks like I'm gonna have to pay for the subscription for StreamYard until I figure out what OBS is all about because I've been trying to do some research on it for the last couple of weeks while I've been sorting my internet out and the kid's 18th birthday and all that lot. But it just didn't work when I would come to go live. Looked great on the screen. Everything was set up. I had little pages, sort of just in case something goes wrong, I can click on one to say technical difficulties or something like that. But yeah, it's not worked. So I'm going to build up on this Streamlabs, I think, for the next one. To be honest, I can't see this working. Sorry, I can't see this project thing, this colouring being done in one live stream. It does take a bit of time to build it up anyway, so I think the next one might be just colouring boxes as well, but it just gives me that experience and I can see comments. Oh, you shared me out. Thank you, lovely. You go live from your phone. Yeah, I was considering that. But what I want to do is try and record these so I can put it into other YouTube videos, like ones that are actually broken down to show people what to do. So I want to reuse it, I want to repurpose it, that's what I'm trying to say. But it's just really weird that I'm doing this and normally when I'm recording, I sit there and think, right, that needs editing, that needs editing. And with this you can't edit anything. So yeah, it's a bit daunting. Don't know if anybody else felt this. Probably everybody felt the same. But I've never even gone on a live stream for anything before. Not even like um when we was in lockdown and all that lot, and we was having meetings on the phones and laptops and stuff. I didn't even do it then. I did it on a voice. I never did a video. So this is even I think the closest I come to it was doing a video call with my mum and dad. So this is extremely new to me. I'm reverse learning how to edit. Ah, right, okay. Editing's quite fun. It's just time consuming. It really does take you can sit down and you can do loads of crafts in one day. Um, but it takes forever to edit it, and it's not always the best thing to do. That's why I wanted to do the lives because I do all this stuff anyway without recording it, and I just think it'd be a good thing for people to actually see as well. Plus, I'm also doing this where I'm recording the audio of the coloured pencils on the paper. And then what my plan is then is to remove the voice on editing and use it for like ASMR videos, just for people like this kind of noise, scribbling pencils. So I just thought I could use the video for a few different ways, repurpose it. Same with the Cricut machine that I've got. I'm gonna do that. Um, where I cut all the talking or all the other bits that I'm doing in the background out, and just have the Cricut machine going because people like that type of thing. I don't think they call it white noise. I think it's called brown noise or something like that. It was actually my daughter's idea, and I thought it's a cracking idea because the amount of God, I'll get this right one day, ASMR videos out there of really strange noises. Obviously that's what people like. And to be honest, I quite like the sound of the Cricut machine, whether that's because it's new or it's actually cutting something that you've been working on for quite a while. I like the sound of that, and I think it might just be an extra thing that people could do. So, what time is it over there, Andy? It's only afternoon. 4:30 it is here. Which reminds me, my children are due home in about 20 minutes, so I won't be able to stay on very long. I did have a couple of hours set aside, but after all the messing about with the setting up the software and that and not going to plan, I've ran out of time. But at least I know what I'm doing for next time. And at least it was a friendly face. No, it's not a friendly face because I can't see you. A friendly commenter in the chat. Somebody that I know. So that's really good. 10:30 a.m. Yeah, there's a big time difference, isn't there? I was just wondering from like when we watch Tuber chat and things like that, all the people on there are I mean, you get the odd person from the UK. Obviously, I'm an odd person, and that's in the UK. But you do get the odd person from the UK, and you don't think about the time difference as much because if it's in an evening, you sat down anyway, and um you're not doing as much as you would be doing during the day. Like, it's just weird that the time differences when people you're chatting to online, you don't even realise they're in a different time zones, which is what's great about the internet. You get to speak to people that you'd never ever speak to before. So this is Orange Glaze 113. I just want to check each pencil as I go along because I'm one of those that I'll grab something and it end up being the wrong one, and I'll figure it out like halfway down the page. I've done the silly mistake of let's put it down. I've done the silly mistake of only printing one of these sheets out. Really, I think I could have done with a couple of sheets in case I make them mistakes. I think with it being quite um, raw, raw, as in like you're not actually editing and you're not touching things up and that type of thing. I don't know if that's something that people are sort of leaning to these days because everything's gone AI. Everything's gone computerized, and I think people are losing that real person kind of communication. So whether that might be a good thing for us. When are you on next, Andy? I've just been so busy. I've not even been able to get onto most people's lives. I sort of drop in and drop out with a comment, but actually sit there and watch them. I've not had time to do it. We are YouTube babies, yeah. I saw the collab that you did with oh god, I can't even remember who it was. Paranormal Poet. I watched that. But actual lives I've just not had the time to join. So I do put things on. Can't always fully concentrate on what's on, if that makes sense. Even when I've been going on today sometime, hopefully. Well, I don't know what's going on with my notifications, but I'm not getting no notification even for Tuber Chat. Even for Tuber Chat, I've been sat there and noticed they've gone live, but not actually had a notification. So I'm not sure what that's about. So this is dark cadmium orange 115. I'm one of them people who can't get the teeth in straight as well when I'm talking. The amount of times I've had to edit my own words out because I get things wrong or I can't say something. I have to repeat it 3 or 4 times. It's the magic of editing. Yeah, it looked fun, the collab you did. Are you planning on doing any others? It's really weird that I'm actually talking and you're typing now because normally it's the other way around. I can't type as much as I want to talk, so I suppose that's a good thing for me. I've caught a couple of paranormal poets live streams a few months ago, but I've not, like I said, not managed to do any recently. But that will come back now. The children, not even children anymore, they're adults. Now their birthday's over and done with. I've still got a couple of days out with them, all the planning stages and things like that. And obviously we're going to um see Lincoln Park for my son's birthday, which is not till June or July. So yeah, even though the birthday is gone, we're still doing things sort of in the future for the birthday. And on the 25th, gonna crochet with Katie. Katie, which channel's Katie? Just remind me. I'm no good with names. Yeah, I like this colour as well. I've got to say, I'm more of a blue and purple kind of person. Um, but I do like bright, bold oranges as well. This one's like cadmium red, so we're going into the reds. Still slightly orange. You can see that warmth coming through now. Oh, Greenland quilter, yeah. Yeah, I've not managed to catch a lot of her stuff, to be honest. I've done a couple when I've gone over on a live. Um, but I remember I weren't able to stay very long. I can't remember what was going on. Can't remember what was going on today. Never mind then. But I didn't. I don't. I remember not having a lot of time on the live. It should be quite fun. I've done some. I've done the crochet. So I started doing the crochet of the single stitch. I've still not finished that blanket. In fact, I've done nothing on it for about a month. Stopped about a month ago because I just didn't have the time with planning the birthday and that. My plan was originally was to have it done for her 18th so that she can go when she starts uni. Go spray it with perfume, my perfume, so she's got me with her. Um, but it doesn't look very healthy, especially at the beginning. Don't know what I'm doing at the edges, but it's not straight. I'm planning on making like little love arts or little flowers. I've obviously got to do some research out of like the contrasting colour in it, and stick like because it's green and then like a stone colour. So I'm thinking of doing like stone love arts on the green and then back. It's like separate and then stitch them on. You've got to learn how to do hearts and flowers first. I think it was you that said the single crochet is pretty much the only stitch that you need for basic stuff anyway, so I should be able to do it if I watch some other tutorials now I've got a bit more time. Always chain one and turn at the end of the row. Ah, right. So you chain one after you're finished. That might be why mine was sort of going like that at the beginning. Then it's sort of like exaggerated, but like a triangle, and it sort of went straight afterwards. I must have been doing something right for it to go straight, but then it turned back to a bit slanted again. But at least I said to her, at least it's going to look unique. And it was made with love. She loves them colours anyway. She said even if it just looked tatty, she'd still have it because it's off me. Can't believe she's 18 and going off to uni this year. It's scary how quick they grow up. So I started with this, doing it in lines. Like my normal way of doing things is in circles. And now this colour's building up. I don't like it in lines because I'm used to it in little tiny circles, and I think it covers it a bit better. So just starting to sort of make it a bit darker as we go down to the bottom. It's just so we can see what colours we can get out of one pencil. Yep, that's all that matters, made with love. And I was actually using, I don't know if I mentioned this, I was actually using the loom band hook. It's a like a craft that my daughter was into a while back. That was during like COVID time. COVID times, it sounds like a medieval thing, doesn't it? But back in COVID times, she picked up loom bands and she was making all sorts out of them. And I did a couple of animals with her and other bits. But she had a couple of hooks that looked like crochet hooks, but wasn't crochet hooks. And I managed to get myself a set a few weeks ago now, but changed over to it. And how easy it was after that was because the wool kept on getting trapped onto the little like cuts that was on the plastic hook that she gave me. But it started off, give me a start. I think when I get more into this, I'm gonna not steal your idea, but I love the idea of doing some kind of trivia quiz or doing Would You Rather or something along those lines. Obviously, when I've got some people actually online, but I'll plan out some games at the same time as doing the task, if that makes sense. So if anybody watching this back on replay, there will be that in the future. Some kind of quiz going on at the same time. I've even thought of doing some scratch cards. Don't know if that's something that people will be interested in, but I've got some scratch cards I can scratch off and see if we can win some money. I'm not really keen on that colour. Scarlet red it's called. It's a bit it's not something that you'd use. These are weird colours. Pale geranium lake. Just make sure I've got the right number. Yeah, 121. Yeah, I enjoy it when you do them on yours, especially when I get them right. Some days I've got a head full of useless nonsense, and other days it's just yeah, I think it just gets mixed up with itself because I don't remember what I did the day before, never mind questions. I used to be really good at quizzes before I had kids, before life got really complicated. That's what we learn from, isn't it, I suppose. At least now I get that little bit of time to do these live streams. What time are we on? Right, my children are going to be back. That's how you feel. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I remember growing up, um, my dad used to start saying something and then just go blank, like he forgot what he said, and me and my sister used to take the mick out of him, going, "Do," and now I'm experiencing the same thing. Yeah, it is. It's like someone's turned the TV off sometimes. You've got no picture, no sound, you don't know what you're doing. You've lost the remote. Okay, I'm gonna have a couple more minutes, probably do one or two more colours, but the children are due home, and I don't want to sort of just end it when they knock on the door. I'm quite surprised my daughter's not jumped online and gone, "Oh, my mum's on," unless she's just embarrassed and cringed by it. So we're now on, what are we on? 219 Deep Scarlet Red. Bet your stash of yarn is ever growing, isn't it? My craft drawers just keep growing and growing, especially now I've got the Cricut. The amount of different projects I've got lined up, and this is why I wanted to do the lives, because eventually I want to do them type of projects whilst I'm live, but I need to get the live fear out of me brain before I start doing that. The amount of mistakes that I make and what I need to edit out. Last week I did a jumper for my daughter. She wanted for a hoodie that she wanted for just casual wear, but a band that she's into. So I made it. I will be putting that on YouTube at some point, but I've got to edit it and everything. But there's this iron-on stuff that you cut out on the Cricut, and then you iron it onto the material that you're doing it on. Silly me left the backing on, and everything fused together and burnt, and I only had one hoodie, so I had to make some creative decisions of how I was going to cover that and still give her the right something that still look pretty good on her. So I'll be putting that on. I just don't know whether to edit it down so you don't actually see the mistakes. I'll put the mistakes on so people can see crafting isn't always easy. Yeah, you just speed through your crocheting whilst you're live. I know it comes with experience, but yeah, you've got a really good balance on your channel now, Andy. You sort of still engage with the people that are on. I still feel like I'm wanted there. It's good conversation, it's good chat. Anybody that's watching, head over to Crafty Witch 232's channel. Have a check out, see if she's doing any lives, because they could be quite funny. Okay, so we're on pale geranium lit. No, that's not the right colour. Good job I checked. It's 121. We've already done 121. What am I doing here? Have I got two? These was all in order, but I think I've messed them up as I've been pulling the pencils out. In come in, right? This will be the last one because that's the message off my daughter saying that she's on the bus. I don't know if you just end these or not. Okay. I'm gonna love yous and leave yous, guys. Thanks for dropping in on the live. Thanks very much, Andy, for sticking by, and I will see you on the next live where I finish this off. I'm not sure when that's going to be, but I'm hopefully going to put like a post on to announce it rather than just go live this time. And we'll go from there. All right. Okay, Andy, I'll see you soon. And anybody else that's watching on the replay, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you like and subscribe if you don't mind. And I will see you next time. Thank you.